Yeah. What's good, y'all? What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? New game. New night. Yeah. How we feeling tonight? It's a nice Friday. I'm cool. I'm about to get my food in a second. It's about to get here in like 2 minutes. About to be chilling. But hey. If you haven't discovered already, I am a Ace Attorney fan. I am a Ace Attorney fan. I played through all the games. Spirit of Justice is my number one. Investigations 2 is my number 2. Trials and Tribulations is number 3. That's my top 3 right there. I've been excited to play this. It's been on the back burner for a minute. Ever since they put this on PC, it's been on the back burner for a minute. But I'm finally able to get to it. Finally. Originally, I was going to emulate this game because it was a 3DS game. Thank goodness they put it on PC, so I can actually play this game now and stream it. Never actually streamed the other games. I just played those on my own. I think I finished Spirits of Justice like I want to say like 3 years ago, somewhere around there. Apollo's my dog. But we going back in time now. We got a new attorney. We got a new player that we're gonna be rolling with. Now I heard with these games the 3D really pops off. Like they really popped off with the 3D in this game. So it's gonna be way more dynamic. And I already like Spirit of Justice. That was an improvement off of Dual Destiny. They improved off that. So I can't wait to see what Capcom does with this one. I know certain characters, of course, can't avoid it. But I don't know any of the cases. Let y'all know that now. I don't know any of the cases. I don't know any of the killers. Do not say nothing. This is one of those games where you do not spoil. It is not fun if you spoil the game. The fun part is figuring stuff out and coming up with your own conclusions and everything. Do not spoil. If you spoil, you'll be getting banned immediately, bro. You're getting banned immediately. I do not play. So, let me pin this message too. Let me pin this. Don't spoil where you get banned immediately. Pin that comment. Because I am not about to have no randoms ruin this game for me. Y'all will not be ruining Ace Attorney. I know how people get. All right. Oh, my food is here. 1 second. Bro, I didn't get my drink. I got everything else but the drink. Let's see if I got some ginger ale upstairs or something. Go along with ginger ale. Y'all not getting none. Stop looking, Nala. One second. Let me go grab some. No drink either. No drink inside the house. Got some water. Got some water. Alright. Enough stalling. Let's get into this.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation.
Yeah.
The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some...
So this is Japan. I thought it was going to be in Europe. It seemed like it. That's from what I've seen.
But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Hey, that's our protag. What did you do, sir? The Adventure of the Great Departure. I'm so excited for the music. Ace Attorney music always hits. Oh yeah, y'all gonna get some voice acting out of me. No. Maybe, well, sometimes. I'll voice act sometimes. 22nd November, 8:43 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature. Defendant's Antechamber 5. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this happened. I will be eating. Fasting. Hold on, am I in the right spot? I think I'm good. I'm not covering text. I'm good. Alright. How can it be that just beyond the doors to this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate? What? Oh, no, nothing. Savior glares. Murderer! Sorry. My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Big Ryu. Well, I don't know yet. You just Ryu right now. You just Ryu. You gotta prove yourself. I'm a second-year student at the Imperial Yume University. Oh, you're a college student? 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. No? He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Hey, you kinda cool. Why you got the sword, though? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Okay, W-mans. Technicalities. Look at you. You haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryunosuke? Oh. Yeah, of course. Sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, nah, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma? I never meant to drag you into this. Sorry. There you go again, apologizing, man. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspapers these past few days. Yume University. Professor murdered in cold blood by student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You gotta believe me. I ain't do it, man. I ain't shoot teach. I I could never murder anyone. I could never. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up, hold your head high. You mean, I believe you. I know you're in the same real Nosuke. Kazuma Asogi, my best friend. Also in his second year at Yume University. Homies backing up the homies. Kazuma. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. Look at his star. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive. It's not that impressive. Hey. You ruining my thoughts. Don't cut my thoughts off. I was praising you, bro. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive, considering he's still an undergrad. Let me raise you up, bro. Don't interrupt. It's not that impressive. The very concept of lawyers is only a few years old. Here in Japan, anyway. Interesting. Interesting. My qualifications don't mean much yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago. But I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yeah. That's when all this started. Congratulations, Kaz! Looks like you're gonna get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites have acknowledged my academic achievements and successes in court. So you'll be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world. Really happy for you, man. And proud as your bro. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kaz's name. He's a living legend. There's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. I'm sorry, the word changing our own legal system. That's why I have to cross the ocean to see the real thing with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We'd have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's city of London together. Are we back? Okay, we back. That was weird. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow, partner. It was straight after that. That's when it happened. Asogi, may I have a word? Professor, I didn't know you were coming. What is that on your stomach? Well, this case has personal significance to me. But never mind that for now. Asogi. You should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense in this trial was a sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as a result. Who's this man? I feel as though I've seen him at university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then, Ryo. I'll see you in the courtroom. Yeah. Thanks, Kaz. This is awkward. If I may? Yeah, sorry. You must be the defendant. Ryo Naruhodo, I believe. Yeah, that's right, sir. My name is Yujin Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic science, forensic medicine at Yume University. Professor Yu. Oh, Professor Miko. Go by that. I've heard that name from Kaz before. As I recall, he's been pushing to get the government to agree to Kaz's studying abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you've no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. However, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial, I'm afraid that permission will be revoked and never granted again. What? As I suspected. You were unaware of this. And he still took this case on for your boy. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? Real homie. But I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has chosen from a large number of applicants for overseas studies. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. But I didn't do it. I swear it. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Ooh, y'all hear that? Sorry, what do you mean? You'll soon understand once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do. But what would the question be? Surely not. I hope you're not saying that I do to that. I hope you're not telling me to admit it. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. The vibe is already different. The vibe is already different. It would seem our surreptitious discussions are to be cut short. So allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in his trial. Of course, as a defendant, the final decision is yours. What are you waiting for? You want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is a setup. This is a setup. I don't like this. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kaza's dreams of studying abroad are over. And what's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. And so, absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance to proving my innocence. The trial that would decide my destiny. Listen, Ryu. Listen. You are in the hands of a professional ace attorney / Danganronpa player. You're in good hands. Oh, plus Ghost Trick. Plus Ghost Trick. You are in good hands, brother. You are in good hands. 22nd November, 9 a.m. Supreme Court of Judicature, Courtroom 2. So this is a courtroom? The Supreme Court of Judicature. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. They look like soldiers. I was right. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. The powers that be have demanded that this be a secret trial. Secret trial. A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. Why is this a secret trial? But why? It'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryu. It's about to begin. Oh my. That's Winston Payne's ancestor. I like the orchestra. The court will now hear the trial of Ryu Naruto. Ouchie. Ouch, ouchie. Ouchie, really? The prosecution is ready, Your Excellency. As it is the defense. Before we begin, there's one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedures for the defendant's advocacy to be decided 2 days prior to trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I am obliged to ask for final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant in this trial? This is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? He wants me to defend myself. That's the question, Professor Min. But then, if I say, I do... I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Let's do it. Your Excellency, no confirmation is needed. As I'm standing here beside the defendant, I hope it's clear. Oh! What is the meaning of this unruly outburst? Your Honor, I would like to inform the court that I, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, will be defending myself. You'll be... What? What are you playing at, Ryu? Professor Miko told me everything, just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad would be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I won't be able to get you off? No, it's not that really. It's just that... Well... on the off chance that things don't go well for me, I couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes. I knew that's how you feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor Mikotoba shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. The court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself in today's trial. Well. Does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel? Really?
Objection!
Yeah! Shut up! Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent. He's confident he can speak for himself. Yeah! Hype me up, bro. Hype me up. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Huh? Oh, yeah, right. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. I'm all nervous and jittery. My hands are sweating. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered and stupid. Well, for a mere university student to be brought before the Supreme Court, you must have perpetrated a most heinous crime indeed. As you are no doubt aware, this is the Supreme Court of Judicature of Japan. Accordingly, the very highest standards of conduct are expected of all present. Do I make myself clear, Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. It is therefore my duty to assess your competence with the task you have undertaken. My competence? Calling me stupid? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Well, you can't be questioning it more than I am. Only I can call myself stupid. So let's start with the very simplest of questions. Yeah. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I'd care to remember. But... wait. I'm so nervous I can't even remember that, bro. What was it again? Ryu, yo, Ryu. Yo, Ryu. Why did you say yes? Let me guess, bro. Your mind's gone blank. Yeah, you know me. All the relevant information for this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with the press of E. If you ever find you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. Just read, bro. Alright, I have to press E. That's that. Good. It's the list of evidence you've collected. Now try switching to people instead with E. University pin. Proof that I'm a student at the Imperial Yume University. I always wear it on the collar of my uniform jacket. "23? Same age, bro. Hey. You find details about the victim in there. When you're done, just press Z to go back. A second year at the Imperial University. He's my best friend, and despite being a student, qualified defense lawyer as well. EU, Mikotoba, medical school professor at the Imperial. He's an authority in forensic medicine and Cosmo's mentor. Taketsuchi Auchi, the lead prosecutor of this case, would appear to have little love for the changes the Cultural Reformation have brought about. John H. Oh, that's a surprise. John H. Wilson, the victim of this case. He was a visiting professor of medicine from the British. That's why this is so important. He's a British figure. Killed in Japan. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people section of the court record. Press R to present. Try it now. Your Excellency. Bam! The victim name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Huh. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago. Indeed. Which is the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally. And as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. So you see the problem we have here. You see the problem. There can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. And yet, despite these delicate circumstances, the blood of an Englishman has been spilt on our soil. You two are both undergraduates at the Imperial Yume University, are you not? IYU. EU. Murdering a professor from the very esteemed institution that provides your education, you know, honor? But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from our allies on the other side of the world. The court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of the upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat to blame for this case. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. Our government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. So they don't care. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yeah, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. Let's see. But nationalities and treaties won't make any difference for me here. The fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh, Jared, look at the time. I better be going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay. But yeah. Good idea, after all. Yup. See me in English class, then, partner. The British Empire. Wow. It's incredible to think. You know what? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do something here. I'm gonna be in Discord, and I'm gonna screen share. Anybody who wants to voice act as well, you can join. That'd be fun. Wow, the British Empire. Incredible to think. Wait. I've seen that man in university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still. I should go and say hello. So I went over to the professor's table. And introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. Now then, let me pose my next question to you, defendant. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. Cause of death? Well, obviously, that was, Ryu. You're making me look bad. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. Evidence? But how? Find that piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death, and select present. Do it now! Do it, Yugi! Death occurred a little after 2 p.m. It was caused by loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through the victim's body.
Yes!
Yes! Well... Bruh. According to this document, the victim suffered hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Yeah. I just learned what that was. I didn't read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yeah, that's right. The, post-mortem report. In the West, a doctor dissects corpses to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, a police officer merely inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. What? That's half-assed. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. You can clearly discern scorch marks around the bullet hole produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. Thank you. The classic noise. So that's a photographic print. Well, that's something I've never seen before. It's clearly superior to our drawing. The detail is incredible. Very well, I am satisfied with your answers. You're not as dumb as you look. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution hereby calls its first witness, who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. I gotta blow my nose. This is it then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. Professor, you mean Dr. Miko? Yeah. Clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. That doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kaz must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me would greatly be appreciated, bro. Well, my first piece of advice is rein in that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cold nerves. Only if you rein in that crazy headband and control the cold stares first, bro. How was your headband waving around like that? There's no wind in here. It is a closed area. Oh, you're sus. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court, please. Of course. My name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at the Western-style restaurant called La Carnival. Oh, what? Huh? Excuse me? You alright? See me coughing up some, It's a regular occurrence. Really doesn't bother me. Well, it really should be get checked out. As everyone knows, the capital's southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants, an Occidental eatery 3 days ago. Understood. Hosonaga-san, you will kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boy, please. Oh, perspiring maybe, but aspiring. It was just after 2 p.m. on the day in question. We had few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there were only 3 tables still occupied. That fits with my memory of it too. There were hardly anyone else in the place. Sorry. It was when I was in the kitchen, putting away crockery and cutlery. A gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair. And standing immediately beside him, gun in hand, was the accused university student.
Yes!
Yeah! Hold on. Let me just clarify something here. Well, I did pick up a gun that I found lying on the floor beside the professor. I didn't shoot him.
Objection!
I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness's report of what he saw, you amateur. But that is a crazy beard. He just did that. The next time you interrupt at an appropriate time, you will be penalized, defendant Narugodo. Don't worry, Ryu. You'll have your chance to fight back. Let him have it right now. From now, you must quietly listen to the witness. This chicken sandwich busting. Mm. If I may confirm one point, waiter. Standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here in court today. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did you just say? There was no one else around that table? What's the matter, Ryu? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, there was a woman sitting opposite him at this table. Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still. Oh, he just pushed up his glasses. He just pushed up his glasses. He did the anime thing. Come here, boy.
Yes!
Just a moment, please. Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table.
Objection!
Dear me. What are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for character proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But I'm sure of what I saw. What are you doing with the katana, though, bro? Where did you even get that from? Also, Naga-san, is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. Oh, yeah? The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like. Let me see. A sketch of the establishment layout drawn by yourself, I presume? That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. How do you see that? The X. Well, you're clearly a very conscientious waiter. That cloth might be stained red. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Hand it over. Of course. Here you are. What was that about? It's been completely calm and collected until now. There's something on there he don't want to get solved. Something certainly seems to have shaken him up. The waiter's business card. Oh, you're selling right now. So, the court has now heard the persist of the case. Yes. At the moment, the gunshot was heard in the restaurant. The only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we're looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court. But I must warn the defense. If you are determined to pursue matters further in this trial, the prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, cuz? What do you mean? You're innocent, right? Well, I'm going to be found guilty one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at the stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You said it, Professor Miko said it, and so is the judge and the prosecution. Maybe I should just, I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this, bro. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then the defense lawyer is duty-bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? That's pathetic. Battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryu. Here we go. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Yeah! There we go. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. Indeed. Prosecutor Aochi, please continue with proceedings. Well, you are warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be a devil to be. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silenced. The prosecution calls its next witnesses. Very well. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Wait, multiple at once? Oh, this is new. Multiple at once? Witnesses, quietly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Yesanosa. Yesanosa. These puns already. Reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employ as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity for the affluences of our nation, Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd District. Kyoryo Korekuta. Kyoryo Korekuta. Why are you shivering like that? Kyoryo Korekuta. I don't see the pun there. At your service. An antique seller and a soldier. What an unusual pair. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other table, thought the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take tea of the most exquisite aroma. An establishment in question always past noon. And not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding the curious with which I make my business. I can't understand the word that old man is saying. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnival. He seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets Le Carnival because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, okay, I see that. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. What do you mean by that, bro? Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative! This is J. Jonah Jameson. Look at him. This is Omni-Man. This is J.J. Simmons. Bro. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. It was that black uniformed rogue infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's as impossible to understand as the others. What was that noise? I don't know what that noise was. But I'm almost sure I heard a strange noise during that last thing he said. Yeah, I heard it too. So, this is the decisive evidence the prosecution was threatening. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yeah. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling uncomfortable from the start, bro. I do not want to be here. Now, the court will hear your formal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. Standing. What is that? Standing by ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of a most acerbic afternoon. Blow my nose again. Alright, I'm back. Get to it. Testimony time. What the witnesses saw. I was ingesting a regular beef steak at the restaurant while having a technical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military man. Whoa. So you, Sergeant Nosha, actually witnessed the vital moment. You saw the split second when the defendant fired the weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. Is that a baby? Where did he pull that knife from? That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. What times we live in, when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad light of day. What? This is ridiculous! I didn't shoot anyone! Is that really true, Rio? Yeah, all I did was pick up the gun that was lying on the floor. I know it's stupid, but that's all I did. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I'd finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant, when I noticed an English-made gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it. So I bent down and just as I was picking it up. Oh, interesting. Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. So far, this music has been a banger. Somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's a clue as to who that criminal is. There is? Ryu, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now! As we have heard, Your Excellency, there's no further room for doubt in the testimony of these two witnesses, but the defendant is clearly guilty. It is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly. The testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestiges of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict for this trial. Yes! What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? I mean the defense, demands its right to cross-examine. Dear me. Let me guess. Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it? Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How can he possibly carry out a cross-examination?
Objection!
The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. There you go. Ooh. Thank you, bro. It's good to have you on my side. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witnesses. Alright, this is where the battle really begins for you. I don't even know what I have to do with a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies in the witness's statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that what that soldier just said was a lie. Well, yeah, but it's just a case of proving it. And the key to do that, the key to doing that is evidence. Right, that evidence. All you need is to present some decisive and indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. I love the intensity. Now let's go, Ryu. Don't let them meet you. Right then. It's all or nothing. That was a weak slap. You're gonna get there, though. You're gonna get there, bro. What the witnesses saw. I wasn't jesting. Okay. I'm here now. Okay, I was ingesting a regular beef steak. Myself, I was telling the virtues of a particular. Okay, I can press. How do I go back? Okay. We press everything around here.
Yes.
Why aren't you saying anything? Is this some new interrogation technique? I hadn't actually thought of what I wanted to ask. Just ask anything that catches your attention. Anything that bothers you. See, you being nervous is making them nervous. Alright, then, this beef steak you mentioned. What kind of food is it? Son? Beef steak is a delicious carvalho. Vigorously cooked on a cast iron grill and served piping hot. Oh. If you could receive medals of honor, what is that? Beef steak would be almost as highly decorated as a cutlet. Right. I see. Thank you, sir. So, next question. This cutlet you mentioned, what kind of food is that? Attention! Cutlet is a delicious cut of veal, tossed in breadcrumbs and deep fried in cooking oil. Accept your guilty verdict, atone for your crimes, and when you're released from prey, fry it! Oh, okay. I'll on the double, sir. I'll get to it. Sorry to interrupt, Ryu, but I'll try to stick to questions that are relevant to the case. I know you're hungry, bro. I see the food under the desk. Sorry, bro. I'll do my best. So, next question. Is it just me, or do you keep hearing a sort of wah crying? Negative. Positive. Well, at least we learned that he's a big beef lover. Affirmative. There's no hope for you. It's not easy knowing. Wait, prime presser, for having successfully pressed a witness during the first conversation. It's not easy knowing what questions to ask. I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine Gary Carriero. Yes! I have no idea what you're talking about. A Koban, boy. Koban? You know what Edo calling? The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Hoei period entered my possession. I took myself to the restaurant the following day, with said item secreted in my bosom pocket, in the hope of an influent cognoscent appraised of its indisputable value being present. So, you were hoping to sell me your Koban card to Sergeant Osu, who you met at the restaurant? Yes. It's quite clear where you're going with this, boy. You were about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing our precious Koban. Isn't that so? Well... You little upstart cadet. You would have had disrespecting a superior officer to you, that's the crime, do you? Blatant subordination. I didn't say anything, he said it. Although penniless might just be the word I was looking for. In any case, the hour was already advanced beyond that. The midday luncheon. There remained precious few present, with whom I could engage in discourse about matters of business. The gentleman aside me, who was grappling with his braised veil at the time, was my sole prospect. I see. You observed it with your own eyes? Yes! So, you're saying that you actually saw me at that time? Affirmative, I saw you. And that menace Spider-Man as well. Laughing, cackling like a madman as you trained the barrel of your gun on the English soil. But that's impossible. I only... Allow me to confirm just one point, please. What's that, Private? Thinking carefully about the situation you just made, it seems to me that it must have been just after you heard the gunshot that you looked over at the victim's table. And so what if it was? Well, if that really is the case, it would mean that you didn't in fact see the precise moment when the killer actually fired the gun. Stupid. Caught you. Nah! Endeavor! My sixth sense. Sorry? My sixth sense of danger! I picked up the waves of murderous energy radiating from your foul mind. Which means... Split second before you pulled the trigger, I was looking right at you, cadet. Surely that's not really possible, is it? Do you think I've gotten where I am today in the army if I couldn't sense danger in the air, son? Well... It would seem that this soldier is absolutely convinced that he saw you do the deed. This is not good. It's a cowardly little weasel. Alright, let me throw my stuff away real quick. I'll be back. I'm back. Bum, 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 bum. Yes! So this black uniformed university cadet, you're saying that was... I just about enough of your sauce, cadet. Who else do you see around here in a black uniform? Hmm? Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits the description as well, but it was you little weasel. You unloaded the fireman on a firearm on that man from behind his back, and you call yourself a citizen of the great empire of Napoleon? Disgust me, you menace. Yo, Rio, why are you looking at me? What is it, Rio? I'm not quite sure. It's something that the sergeant just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind. In that case, check back over the details of the evidence you've gathered in the court record. I know what it is. It's the picture. Because he was shot from the front, not the back. And if you find an inconsistency in what the witness just saw, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court. Thrust it in the witness's face and make him choke on it. I was on my hands. Okay. Yeah.
Yes!
On your hands and knees. Could you explain that, please? That's right. Spurning the arthritis. I was. In order to retrieve the lost piece. What lost piece are you referring to? Well, the Koban, of course. The exquisite Holy Koban coin. Hey, don't get mad at us. I had just been showing the rare treasure to the military man as he masticated his meal. Whoa! After averting my eyes for the briefest moments, it was there no more. It simply vanished. My coin. The Koban vanished. Hence, I began to acquaint myself with the intricacies of the floor in order to collocate it. And then it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? None other than... No, it was no concern of mine. I was looking for my paper. I was frantically searching the floor for the aforementioned lost treasure. So in fact, you didn't actually witness the precise moment when the incident occurred. Indeed, myself, I did not. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing here. Listen, Rio. We know there are lies lurking in these statements. It's time to expose them. I understand now. The question is how. Like I said before, the key to this is using evidence that we've collected. You can examine and present evidence while a witness is giving testimony by pressing E. Go through each witness statement and the details about each piece of evidence. Compare all the facts. Somewhere in there, you'll find something that doesn't add up. In other words, inconsistency. An inconsistency? What's that? When you find a statement and a piece of evidence that seems to contradict each other, present your evidence with R and rip the witness apart. Just be careful though, because if you assert a contradiction that has no basis, you'll be given a penalty. If you're dealt too many penalties, the defense's case will fall apart. You'll receive a guilty verdict. So that's it. Peruse the evidence in the court record. Find an inconsistency with the witness's statement. Alright, give it a try. You can hear the witness's statements over and over again as many times as you like. So keep your head. You be measured in your attack. Good luck, partner. He's cool, bro. Kaz is cool. Alright, where are we going at? No, it's number 4. It's number 4. Yeah, it's number 4. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Yes!
There's no objection yet. He's still young. He's still young. There's no objection yet. Hmm? Hmm. Hmm. What? What are you playing at, Cadet? What's the meaning of this subordination? Thrusting some photographic prints in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes! There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this print possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in this grand courtroom. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. With the alley, I gave him the oop. To spill it out would be an insult to the court. Kaz, what? What are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the photographic print presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Iesanosa. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian. And from the back, the cowardly Wheeler Weasel. I heard you talking shit about my bro. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed a crime with my own military-grade eyes, sir.
Yes!
But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because... Take a close look at the print. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. And that is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? Oh, there's a baby. That's a real baby. What was that? Something just popped from behind his back, but he pushed it down again. Certainly, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Menace. Spider-Man. Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were firmly fixed on the delicious Le Carbonel steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. This witness, Sergeant Iesanosa, did not see the defendant firing the gun at all. That's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Turn it around, turn it around, turn it around. Inconsistencies here, nice. There's been a complete turnaround, complete turnabout in the mood of this trial. Just from that one discrepancy? So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. I understand the name of the game. But but I definitely saw it. The university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back.
Yes!
But I never fired the gun, stupid. All I did was pick it up from the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either? Myself, I have already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Oh yes, you were looking for your Koban clone, weren't you? Indeed, the prized Hawaii Koban. Hunting around the stable, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there. And there it happened. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but I heeded it not, for I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hawaii treasure. Nothing could distract me. I am a very dedicated man to my paper. Out of interest, did you find the coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hawaii Koban was lost to me. No doubt, some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the coin, the prize coin for himself. Not saying any names. Menace. As I'm sure everyone presented is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised us to send a full report to Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive, no matter how subservient our government feels it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Auchi? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he won't find a wolf at the back. What the fuck are you talking about? My witnesses have further testimony to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it will become abundantly clear that there's only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. The equally despicable defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, bro. Like, what did you do to him? Did you eat his cereal? Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegation. Is that clear? As clear as Kiriko glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir! At once, sir! Awaiting signal to testify, sir. And shut that baby up. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative! The Nosa member of the Nosa family to rise up through the ranks, sir. Name, Ido. I don't know, sir. I don't... Okay. It would seem those straps are a sign of the sergeant being too strapped to afford a nanny. Ido. And shut! Your father's about to quell the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. That's nice. These animations, I like them. The true culprit. Even if what I saw was the precise moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. It's not the same things. Yes, pointing his gun at the foreign man he was, that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was, the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman. Over and out. These testimonies... Oh yeah, shut him up, shut him up. That's nonsense. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a woman! There was a young woman at this table. You must have seen her. Everyone must have... Oh, y'all are averting your eyes. Y'all are lying. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak the court. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. The prosecution has photographic evidence of this. Is this a photographic print of the scene of the crime, counsel? There's nothing at the other side of the table. Well, hold on. Let me look at the other picture real quick. Let me look at that real quick. Okay, it matches up. Magnifying glass. Interesting. It matches up. It matches up. But there's no water in the glass. Indeed. After the table at which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident, as can plainly be seen, there's only one place sent. Certainly. Based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the court record. A bottle of carbonated water and a steak lunch can be seen on the victim's table. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. The waiter before us said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It would seem that we'll be able to telegraph the report to Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimonies we have just heard leave no further room for doubt. These are very sensitive political times, as we all know. The ink is still fresh on the treaty with Great Britain. To think that I, Tatsukuchi Ouchi, will have contributed to the enmity of these two great empires is an honor. How can this be happening? The judges read the rule! Stand tall, Ryu. It's not over yet. What? Huh? If what you say is true, then there's something going on here behind the scenes. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth. Your cross-examination. I don't know, Kaz. I don't know. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witnesses, but make it quick, understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. Come on, Rio, we got this. We can expose them, bro. Everybody's on the same side here. They're all ignoring. Even if what I saw...
Yes!
It is not the same thing. No, it's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have our difference of opinion on that. The opinion of a uniformed officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? You got glasses on, how can I see that? And yet, it is an undeniable fact that I did blink. So, there you have it. That logic is dumb. I've what, 10 shot? The sound of the firearm rang in my ears, and the very next moment, I saw you waving a gun at Dance Man. I think that says it all, don't you? And let us not forget that the antique Staler witnessed the accused in this most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so, Kurth Kurakuda-san. Yes, pointing his gun at the farmer. But you were on the floor the whole time. Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at that point in time. But I've told you already that's only because I picked it up off the floor. Well, obviously, as the culprit, that's the only way you could explain it away. I had just finished drinking my coffee, and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed a gun on the floor at Dr. Wilson's feet, so I picked it up. And at exactly that moment, bang! A gunshot rang in my ears. I could have died. Well, other events are beyond our control, life is. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which precipitated this testing predicament. Whereas, conversely, I failed to pick up the Koban from the floor, and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. This is not equal. Anyway, the fact remains myself, I did see you, with pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed we were no. Yeah, this is the wrong thing here. You must have noticed someone else at Dr. Wilson's table. There was a lady there. As you have been at pains to most point out time and time again, I feel like I'm growing a callus in my ear. And yet, no one appears to have caught even a glimpse of this woman. If only there had been more people dining there at the time, then someone would have noticed her. Unfortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when that happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner in any restaurant. I know. Of course, the place was almost empty. It's what you expect. Certainly. 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, and why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? This was found at the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, Counsel? It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It would seem that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Hada Clinic? Instead of Hadi Clinic, it's Hada. Yes, there would indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1. The very day of the incident. So the victim went there for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation couldn't be more simple. The prosecution felt no need to submit this evidence before, as it had really no bearing to the case. I wonder, what do you think, Ryu? Well, it is hard to see how it could be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered in the court record as evidence if you think it could be useful. I'm telling you to use this. Ask for it to be submitted.
Yes.
If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Honor, Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence will be extraneous. Not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection.
Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. You have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? His lip twitched. You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's a most disturbing trend. Oh, you would be... In this day and age, you would get canceled. Officer, Kindly add the victim's medical report card to the court record. Alright, I need to look at that. What we need right now is new clues, and this is a new clue. Battle economy. Trying to see if I can see anything else here. The eaten steak. Water's low. Okay, what about this one? He's covering the steak. Where's the chair? Hold on. Where's the chair? Unless this is a different angle, the chair got moved. He's blocking the steak. And the water. There's no water in there. Okay, just making sure everything else is alright. Oh, let me look at their profiles. Satoru Hosonaga, the head waiter of the European-style restaurant La Kanagawa. He was serving there on the day of the incident. Yasanosa, army sergeant of the Empire of Japan who witnessed the incident. Shiryo Kodakuta, the owner of Rasute, was hunting for a loss. Okay. We have to explore new things from every possible angle, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right, I hear you. You can conspire to prolong this trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival already for you. Or perhaps you'd forgotten that these witness testimonies leave no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the accused, Kodakuta-san. Indeed, alone. He was... Okay. So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, standing alone. That I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in. So the testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there is only a single beef steak on the victim's table, a meal for one. No. The antiques dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible that they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have no idea, bro. You're the smarter one here. Therefore, no one could have special or whatnot.
Yes!
It wasn't me. Why aren't you telling the truth? What did you say about that? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed, but for both of you to have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible. Unfortunately for you, defendant Naruhodo, it's just not a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right. Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. You having fantasies over there, little boy? But I... If such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. And if no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It is a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. Excellent work, Rinosuke. We've gleaned some new information now. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any real discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, you mean this? Yeah, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. Yeah, I was trying to do that, but it didn't let me. How exactly? Tutorial. You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the only ones you may examine. I was ahead of the game. Press space, and you can take a closer look at the piece of evidence in question. Use up, down, left, right. Yeah. To rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using Wazad, you can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. If the crosshairs start to pulsate, press space to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a close look at this medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need you to use up, down, left, right, and Wazad and space to inspect any areas of evidence. You already told me where to go. It says Hada Clinic on this report card. I hate clinics, almost as much as I hate hospitals and surgeries. Aren't they all the same? When I was 5, I caught the only cold I ever had in my life. And I remember, even though I felt awful already, I had to have this hideous injection in my right arm. I'll never forget it. Never my whole life. Most people will give their right arm to have only one cold their entire life. You're lucky, but... Anyway, I don't think this is a clinic where they treat people for illnesses like that. Let's keep looking for clues. We don't want to miss anything. I can't find anything out. Okay. It looks like this medical report card was first issued quite some time ago. It's probably a record of long-term treatment. That's why... Wait. It's probably a record of long-term treatment, that's why. With a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine. Going to a doctor, I mean. As long as I'm alive, I'm not consulting one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So... You don't like doctors, then? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine, they give you painful injections, and then they demand lots of money from you for the privilege. All when you're at the lowest ebb. Things haven't changed. You sound like a model patient. With a bad case of stubbornness, no less. Which the Courier is very bitter medicine indeed. Is there oh yeah, this. What do we have here? Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, and there's an entry for the day the professor was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? It seems so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth removed. Perhaps they used lasting gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain relief. Yeah, I've heard of anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. Now, there's a cautionary note from the medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides so that's not his food. Really? Sounds like information worth bearing. The victim, yeah, that's not his food. Anything but water. With this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So, I think it's time we listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. Look at that again. So this plate right here isn't his. This isn't his. So why is he in this chair? He's not even facing the food. Okay, I can actually look at this now as well. Alright. Which one was it? Which one was it? I still don't feel like the situation has really changed though. The discrepancies have come to light, and that's what we need. Oh, I think the situation has changed a great deal. We've come a long way. How so? Because we have just what we need. It's simply a case of using it to our advantage now. Then, do you mean there is a discrepancy somewhere? The crucial point is, the victim had been prohibited from consuming anything but water when he was shot. That fact has not been brought to the court's attention. He's right. Thinking about it, the circumstances at the time of the incident puts that particular statement between... Okay, I gotta find out which one it was. Always keep your eye on the progress of the battle. That's the only sure way to win. Which one was it? Okay, it's this one, dining all by himself. He can't eat. Oh.
Yes.
Got him. Well, I think, about what are you whittling, lad? Call yourself a lawyer. I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryu. Everyone stumbles on their words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks, Kaz. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, purposefully, you knew exactly what it is you wanted to say. Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. Alright. And thanks for the advice. Deep breath, deep breath. Go ahead, bro. Kurakuda-san. This is a medical report card belonging to the victim. I see, and I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Not there yet. Something clearly doesn't add up. Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. Let's see if I can explain it in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered in the restaurant. Whatever he may or may not have done before that time is completely irrelevant. But that's, remember you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There is surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witnesses' testimonies the court has heard has been very clear and concise. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for the simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could have... That's a sound one right there. There you go, Brio. There you go. This medical report has nothing to do with the case? Do you really believe that? Well, Upwards half petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. Dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean... Why did it die right there? No, why did it die right there? Just what are you trying to say, Cadet? He had orders not to eat? So what? It's all written up in here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours. Post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Kurakuda-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. There you go! But that cannot possibly be the case. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of anesthesia. There you go, my boy. There you go, get him. Expertly done, partner.
Objection!
There you go, my boy. What is this nonsense? You little upstart. Yeah, get that music going now. Get that music going now. These are basic accusations. Just look at the photographic evidence. You can clearly see the plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
Yeah! Use your head. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in this case, in this restaurant case, have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Ryu? Yeah, most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves us one very crucial conundrum. Who in fact was eating the pictured beefsteak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, yeah, that means me. Yeah, doesn't it? Alright, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of your turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Yeah, so, the person eating the steak at the victim's table must have been an as yet unknown third party. Obviously, it could only been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table. I wanted to say me. I want the joke answers, but I don't know if I'm going to get penalized yet. You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
There was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on this table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was someone else there eating it. We have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witness testimonies are unreliable. The court decides to push through a ruling at this stage. We will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair trial, relentlessly. Yeah. Are you insane? You would take on the government? Don't worry, Counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them, those two witnesses in the stand. What? What are you talking about? We have demonstrated this evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury. And, since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit in murder? No! Yeah. Hold it. Negative. There was no mention of this. There was no mention of this at the technical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right. As the man says, just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they told us. Got him. Got him. Oh. What? What did you just say, Kodakuda-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders? No, hold on, lad. I was, say you never saw the gentlewoman? When you say gentlewoman, do you mean you saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Objection!
What's the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? Is this true, you pair? Just one. Just one. Simple subaltern. No. Order. Counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Oh, you lost it. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? Well, that's classified. So you're prepared to be tried as a conspirator to the murder? Or are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryu, judging from the way they're reacting into this, I'd say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Aochi had any idea about it. What are you saying? I mean, to wield this kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. We're up against the government right now. Well, any ideas about who might be behind this? If we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was that tried to make the witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we'll need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever said it, whoever it was, really did wield his or her power here. But how? How can we possibly... Remember how we made progress before? Before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We're going to examine that business card. We need to re-examine everything and make sure there's nothing we missed. There's no time to lose. I want answers. If it's proven that these witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please.
Wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. I knew nothing.
And what does the defense have to say about all this? Let me figure it out now, Your Honor. Ah, the symbol of UYU. Every student wears this pin with pride. It's funny. Most emblems seem to either be round or rectangular. I like this spike design, even though it doesn't really make any sense. Although, it does cause problems. Lots of students end up cutting their fingers on the badge. It's that sharp? Perhaps it was the idea of one of the founders. Sharp pin for a sharp bind or something. My personal student number is engraved on the back here. If you lose your pen, they won't accept you as a YU student at the university. You may not come in, they say. Of course, you can get a new pin made if you can just tell them your number. I've actually lost mine twice already. I still don't know my student pin number by heart. I always say to myself, I must forget to write it down somewhere. But then I forget not to forget that. Silly guy. He's just a silly little dude. Just a silly little guy. Let me look at this. Turn that bad boy around. Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. You're caught, buddy. You're caught, buddy. You're caught. You're not a waiter. You're not a waiter. Well, that's unexpected. What is? Look. You see it says the witness's name here? Satoru Hosonaga? Well, yeah. Business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job. Oh, shit. Chief Inspector Satoru. Yeah, I already read that. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. Well, let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. If they're willing it somehow here, yeah. Well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout the first name that comes to my head. Besides the prosecution, the only person with the necessary influence to manipulate the witnesses are this suspicious man right here. Satoru! What did I say?
Yes!
Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga himself. Hosonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier?
Objection!
Poppycock. What possible reason would the waiter have to make these witnesses give false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. If that is, the man truly were a waiter. What? If he truly were? Come on, Ryu. Time to hit this court with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hosonaga's real identity as proven by this evidence.
Yes!
plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in question. I agree, it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure we can conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card that's of interest. I beg your pardon. Or perhaps I should have said at the front. Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. Boy, you need to pick your words better. But okay. Would someone please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Hosonaga sketched the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. The front of that business card reveals the man in question's profession, his true profession. Why did no one turn this over? The waiter's profession, but that's surely good gracious. That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads, Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau.
What? The waiter's a police detective? I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before?
The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power, as far as regular citizens are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentlewoman at the scene? Well... Oh! Who said that? Inspector Hosonaga. I was worried something like this would happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized there was a possibility. The court would take this plan. Yup. That's what he was nervous about. You dumbass. You wrote that on your business card. You're getting somewhere now, I remember. He did act strangely when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. It was an unusually careless mistake. Hold on.
So, you mean to say you really are a detective?
But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter? Of course, your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover. Undercover? Yes. There have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can state categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga. But you will elaborate on one point for the court. Of course, Your Excellency. We have just heard new information from the two witnesses beside you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence, having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other diner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Hey, don't be coughing now. Be coughing now.
Hello, motherfucker.
What's good, Knox? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair. Beside him, gun in hand, stood the accused student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young lady whom I guessed to be an Englishwoman. Should the truth comes out, I immediately sealed off the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say, remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once? It was made clear that the Englishwoman's presence at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. But what if this Englishwoman was the killer? I think it'd be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. The political powers are at play here. On the first trial, that is crazy. The Empire views the friendly terms of its relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. An Englishwoman has been murdered on our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the prime suspect? Well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the Phantom Woman in this case. But it's not right. He didn't know nothing. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kaz? YU is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain. I'm fairly certain that one of them studying in the medical faculty's research laboratory is a young Englishwoman. Big brain. You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean, when I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. Then the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Giselle Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of YU's medical faculty.
What's happening here?
I admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of this lady's presence at the scene and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their testimonies. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with this situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise. Namely, that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justice system to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point.
Objection!
Yes, sir, Judge. Yes, sir.
But Your Excellency, that would mean missing the noon deadline of a ruling. in order to send a telegraph report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions.
Calm yourself, Consul. I will not allow the government of our country, or any other, to influence the proceedings of my court. Inspector Hosu. Yes, sir. You will locate this Giselle Brett and escort her to the courtroom with utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency.
But that means you'll be going against the special orders you were given from the police bureau.
As I said before, it is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly. So, it won't be a problem? Nothing will get in my way. Okay, maybe you're a cool dude. Maybe you're not sus. Court will adjourn briefly. Prosecution must call the English student, Giselle Brett, to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. Your Excellency!
Good. Then we will have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. Hey. W first. W first. Wait. Let me make sure I actually say it. Click that. There you go. W. This is spicy. This is spicy. We're already getting political powers at play in the first trial. That was fun. Nice and spicy. I hope y'all enjoyed the voice acting as well. I love Ace Attorney, man. One of my favorite series. I love it. And I hope y'all enjoy this one too. This is a new ride. This is a new ride. But I'm gonna stop it here for now. Take a little break. Oh. I'm gonna take a little break for now. So thank y'all for coming through. Appreciate it. I will see y'all in a little bit. And I actually mean a little bit. I mean it. I mean it. But it's break time. Nighty night.